Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. It is a beautiful day here in downtown Johnson City. I'm hanging out with my new friend, Logan Bryant, East Tennessee Eats and Drinks. I'm excited to meet you and to learn all about your business and learn about how you came to Johnson City, what your story is, and I can't wait for our listeners to learn. And so thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
It's great to be on, Colin. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. Your spirit is fantastic. This guy, I haven't seen him not smiling the whole time we've been here, so I'm really excited. I love positive people, and he is super positive. So
got a lot of energy.
You do have a lot of energy.
His coffee's helping.
There you go. Well, that's part of the deal.
Brews.
If you want to be on the podcast, and if you want free coffee, you can come on the podcast, and I'll buy you a cup of coffee. That's why I got Logan on here. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Logan Bryant. I'm originally from Martinsville, Virginia. So moved here in 2019. I work full-time at Eastman Chemical. I've been with Eastman since 2000.
Okay.
So they finally said, hey, Logan, why don't you come up to corporate and work instead of I was in one business unit. And I said, okay, well, let's figure out a way I can get to Kingsport. And so I was part of originally with the Solutia acquisition of Eastman.
Okay, I think I remember.
Eastman acquired Solutia, actually. So that was in 2012, 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And ever since then, I'm like, I got to get to Kingsport because my whole life, other than college, I'd lived in Martinsville. I'm like, I got to get out of this.
You got to get out of here. Yeah.
So, but I didn't want to go somewhere like St. Louis or Chicago. That's like too big for
and cold.
Little old me.
Right.
Yeah, and cold. So I'm like, Kingsport's a great place. So moved to Kingsport in 2019, and just I'd been coming up here a lot for work and exploring different places. So I said, hey, I'm just going to start blogging the things places I go eat. I'm not going to really tell anybody who I am. I'm just going to create this place where I just talk about food, ambiance, service, and so on. So, and probably late, like August, maybe even November, I don't know, something in 2019, I said, I'm going to start this blog on Instagram.
So cool.
I looked for screen names. I looked for a couple that were already taken by different people here in the area that were related to East Tennessee and Eats and or drinks. So I'm like, man, I could just find one. I finally found East Tennessee Eats in the letter N, drinks.
In drinks.
And so I was able to get that one. But it turns out it's a little bit long, so people, and they're trying to read it, they're like, what is Eaton's?
Yeah, Tennessee throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, so that part really makes people like, what in the heck is this? But what we are is started a food company, but it's just a food club and an event space where we just go out to different places, try different places to eat, talk about different food places around the Tri-Cities, do progressive dinners. We have a food club, social club. And it really just started with me saying, hey, I just want to talk about food.
Yeah.
And then when COVID happened, I'm like, I can't tear people apart and say, well, your service sucked or your food was no good. I got to build people up.
Right.
So what I ended up doing is just creating more excitement for places that were still open, or doing curbside, or maybe offering online pickup or online ordering, and did a couple like which is the best burger and like this versus that competitions on Instagram, and people would repost it from the businesses. And it really was like they would reach out to me as local small places and say, hey, really appreciate you helping me out because we're struggling out here. So they just kept on with that through 2020, and then had my buddy create a logo because I just had like a picture of food. I'm like, I gotta have a logo, and he was into graphics design, so I have this hat, and so you can see on my shirt like this fedora hat.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just love this fedora hat. So let's make it a logo. And so he just vectorized it and made it a logo, and everybody's like, I wear this hat around because it's my hat.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you're that guy with the logo.
You're the eat and drink guy.
Yeah, I've seen people on the Greenbelt in Kingsport just walking by and like, hey, are you the Eats and Drinks guy? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, a hat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's like, but it's hard to do anything else with it than print. I really want to do like hats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
get your own fedora line going.
Yeah. So that was, for me, it was just like getting people out and experiencing places they didn't know existed. I mean, people lived here their whole life. I'm a newbie to the area. and people are like, well, I didn't know that place was there. And like, well, get out and support local eats and drinks, because, I mean, the chain restaurants, they're going to be fine.
They're going to be
But
all right.
these local mom and pops, these small places, they're really struggling. Food cost and trying to get people, employees to stick around. So I'm just here to try to help other people explore places they've never tried before, as well as help out local businesses to get known, to know what's out there, to know what they can eat and drink around East Tennessee.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so we're Johnson City living, unfortunately not Kingsport,
Right.
but we like our neighbor to the north. We love Kingsport and Eastman. My brother works there, and I've got lots of friends there too. So tell us your favorite thing about Johnson City, and then we'll say what's your favorite thing about Kingsport.
Well, when I was coming up here for work back in 2015 through 18, before we moved, I always came to Johnson City. I never stuck around in Kingsport. There's just so much more going on down here, and you've got the college here. You've got a whole lot more restaurants and local places to eat. One of the first places I ever came was with some buddies that used to run the Johnson City Cardinals before they changed over to the new group.
Doughboys.
Doughboys. So it was the guys that were running, the general manager and the assistant general manager, were interns in Martinsville at the Coastal Plain League there.
Gotcha.
And when I started coming up here for work, they're like, hey, come to the ball game, and then we'll go out to get something to eat. So we would go to Main Street Pizza, just right over here.
Yeah, because after a ball game, that's about all that's open, probably.
Yeah, Main Street's great. I love Main Street Pizza, and so that's wonderful. Since then, I've really started to explore more around White Duck Taco, awesome. The new Burger and Barrel is a great place to grab a bite. Timber, that's super
Timber's
place
fantastic.
at Timber. Crumb Bake Shop just over there, Tennessee Brew Distillery.
So good.
I mean, I can't name them
Just
all.
keep going.
I could keep going, but there's not. Well, that's not fair.
But yeah, you're like an expert in it too. So,
right.
What do you, besides eating? Well, let's go, because I did say we'd find out. What's your favorite thing in Kingsport? What's your favorite thing about Kingsport?
Favorite thing about Kingsport?
Besides Eastman, because you
it's
my
thing.
Gotta pay the bills.
I like the downtown is really quaint. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity with Kingsport downtown.
The downtown of Kingsport is awesome.
It just, if we get some tenants.
Twice as big as Johnson City.
Once we get some tenants, it'll really blow up. So I'm hopeful for that. In the next few years, we'll see expansion in the downtown. So that's really going to help things out. There's been a few new restaurants opened up there. I just really want to see people get out and support all the local places to eat. I mean, Bristol's got it going on, and I mean, they got one street.
Yeah.
State Street.
That's
but
it.
It is booming all the time. So
booming all the time.
I'm just really hopeful that the other two Tri-Cities can pick it up too, because Bristol's figured it out. I think they've really got it going on. They've got a good mix of boutiques and antique shops and places to eat. A couple breweries. You've got barbecue, draft houses. I mean, they got it. They know what's up. So they got the food. They got it mixed in with retail. Yeah. So that's really, I think, how you got to get it done in these revitalization of downtowns.
Yeah, and they're only 20 minutes away or 25 from downtown. Each downtown, if you were in each one, they're about equidistant. Yeah, so it's kind of fun because you're like, hey, we can kind of go out of town, but you know, and most people are like, that's just like how I get home from the grocery store. In major cities, it's 20 minutes, Yeah,
it's so funny to me to hear people say, well, I don't want to go to Johnson City. It's too far away.
Yeah.
Or like sign.
Oh, I know.
I'm in Johnson City. I'm not coming to Kingsport. I never go to Kingsport.
Yeah.
I talk to people all the time. Why not? I just like, it's too far.
I remember.
But I tell you what it is. The interstate is a log jam.
Yes. It used to not be. Yeah. It used to be fine, but now everybody's driving all over the place. So we're getting packed. We're going to have to be one of those 3-lane deals pretty soon. Yeah. I remember as kids, my parents would load us up to take us to Kingsport to go to the Piccadilly because they love the Piccadilly cafeteria. And we were always like, oh, we got to ride all the way to Kingsport, But
it's another COVID casualty there. Yeah. After COVID, they couldn't make it.
They couldn't make it.
No.
Man.
The Piccadilly.
Do you have a family?
Yep. 2 children. Well, one 18 now and a 14-year-old. And my wife. Yeah. We've been married 22 years.
Oh, nice.
21 years. 20 years. We've been together 22 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We've got a
We've known each other
19-year-old
since
and
high
a
school.
16, so we're close in age with our kiddos. So what do you guys like to do for fun in the area?
In the area, I love hiking. Also, just go exploring downtowns, just walking around downtowns. I love travel. Like to get away to Pigeon Forge, which is also part of East Tennessee.
Yep.
So we're not Northeast
far.
Tennessee,
I
we're
know.
East Tennessee.
Right.
So sometimes I get some Knoxville stuff mixed in there,
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. So we'll go to those, all the great places, Sevierville,
Yeah.
and just hang out. I like sports and outdoor things, golf. Pretty much, your typical guy.
Yeah,
Just,
I love
I'll
golf
do a
too.
little bit of everything. I collect different things, so like records, vinyl records.
Oh,
I'm into
cool.
Vinyl records.
Yeah.
And baseball cards. That was something my parents started when I was a kid, and
That's cool.
I have every Topps baseball card set from birth year to current.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, complete set. Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. That's probably worth a lot of money.
Well, we had the steroids era, so some of those sets
Some
are
of those
probably
are-
worthless. But
Yeah,
it's all good.
but you probably have some other ones that are probably.
Yeah.
What was what was your first job?
My first job, I've always worked for Eastman. I guess it was CP Films at the time.
Straight out of college.
Straight out of
So where'd you
well,
go to college?
Virginia Tech.
Okay, and what'd you get your degree in?
IT. So at Tech you had management science and different focuses. So they had 3 focuses. One was production operations management, so more of your flow, supply chain and workflow management things for manufacturing. And they had an e-commerce focus, which was a little predate. It was before its time. People
Right.
weren't ready for that. And then
What do you mean go online and order something?
yeah, it was like Amazon. What? It
Why
doesn't
do I-
exist.
why do-
It's
I
a
mean,
book,
can't I just
the
call
bookstore.
somebody? Yeah.
The bookstore, Amazon. Yeah. And then decision support systems, which is what I focused in. So there's
Okay.
business intelligence systems, management information systems, and management science was my focus.
That's cool.
And it was just happened, like just I just stumbled into it because I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I came out of college and I was basically done in 2000, but officially graduated May 2001.
Okay.
Everybody was hiring for Y2K bug.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so the management science was #1 recruit at Virginia Tech.
Oh, wow.
At an engineering school, the computer science people are getting all the degrees.
That's
or all
awesome.
their jobs out of college. Oh, well, I just wanted to do management or communications.
Mm-hmm.
And then here I am. I go, well, I got to get a job. I can always do management or communications as part of my job,
Right, but-
which it's been interesting. So started as a systems analyst, database administrator, data warehouse administrator, and just played with data, extracting data from transactional systems and putting them into multi-dimensional cubes so people could look at the big data. So I'm big into analytics and things like that.
Is that your sweet spot? Do you love that?
I did it. I mean, I
You
was
did?
really good. I'm good at analytics,
Yeah.
but I think I'm an idea guy.
Okay.
So I'm really strong in ideation and communication, strategic work. So
I think that's
thinking about big picture, the
And-
details kind of, I get consumed in the details.
Yeah.
And it's not good for my mental health or,
Right.
so because I just I cannot stop till I finish.
Ah.
And if I'm just at that high level, big umbrella, 10,000 foot view, spewing out ideas and something catches, that's really my sweet spot. And I think that's probably what's helped me too with this is let me just cast a big net and then start to see what's working. So is it, are polls working better for East Tennessee to get people exposed? Is it merchandise? Is that what's helping drive awareness? Is it hitting people with different medium types, or is it still shots? Is it music? Is it live videos? Like what is working? And so I just keep trying different things and review and adjust.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your wife is she involved
She
in it?
is
as
not
well?
a foodie at all. She does not like food. She was like, if I didn't have to eat, if I could just take a pill every day, I would just. She's like, there's no passion for food, and a lot more introverted. So we're like, yin and yang, I guess.
Yeah.
So perfect storm, if you will. Very introverted. I'm extremely extroverted,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, I think the Lord does that. Carly and I are kind of similar. She's more introverted and I'm more extroverted. So
Well, what's a blessing though is she does support. She knows this is what I have passion for. She loves that it's something that I enjoy. It's just like, I can't believe you're doing that again. Well, that's what, I like
What
this.
I love
and
doing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, yeah. So this is what we do.
Yeah,
You like that, and I like this, and everybody's happy.
And it's exactly what I think we're created to do. Is you're just helping people, right? I mean, without any kind of motivation other than you just want to help spread the word about great places in our area. And from that, I think the joy of that is probably overflowing, and people are seeing that, and it's growing and doing really well. Yeah, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about kind of the vision for it, since you're an idea guy. What's the vision for East Tennessee Eats and Drinks?
Yeah, it really was just like I'm just having fun, and then I'm like, well, I think I could turn this into a little bit more than just fun. I would like East Tennessee Eats and Drinks to become where small businesses go to get the word out or for support. So because of my analytics and marketing background, it would be awesome if eventually I could become a marketing engine and help them with loyalty programs or building applications with my IT experience, or even just getting the word out through different events. Maybe I could become more of an event planner.
Yeah.
Then it
Create
revolves those
experiences
events
and that kind of thing.
Yeah, experiences and venture out. Like we'll take a tour and go to Knoxville for a day trip that includes a one-night stay. So maybe I'll end up in some kind of like something with event planning that ends up with some travel involved as well, because of the passions I have for both. Yeah.
Does your wife like to travel too?
She does like to get out and travel. She's not a plane rider. She doesn't like.
Carly hates planes.
We got on one plane. We went to. It was the year that Disney World 1 year did this. You can get into one park for the day for free on your birthday.
Oh, nice.
And it was perfect because my daughter and my wife share a birthday.
Holy cow.
And my son was he was like not even maybe 1 year old. So they didn't charge. So I only had to pay for one ticket. We're
all going to Disney World
for the whole family to go to
DC. Yeah, 4 for 1.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I got her on the airplane, and she was just a nervous wreck the whole way down there, just losing every little bump, like, And I'm like, if we hit a pothole in the road, you wouldn't even budge.
Carly's like, I don't trust it because you can't pull over, and like.
It's a control thing.
Yeah,
that's what she told me. She's like, I'm not in control of this plane.
Yep.
I can't even see where we're going. And if I could see where we're going, it'd be different.
And Carly thinks they should have parachutes on all the planes, like for the plane. Yeah, which is like, I'm like, that's a great idea. Like the top just rips off and a giant parachute, you just kind of lightly glow. And I think it would work until.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Maybe she can come up with that.
Patent that thing.
So tell me about like what you're doing day to day with the East Tennessee Eats and Drinks.
On a daily basis, I spend an hour or so, maybe 2, going on to, if people mention me, reposting what they have mentioned me on. So I'm trying, if they're hashtagging me or mentioning me in the story, then I'll repost it with something. And then trying to just network and build awareness. So for other things like Johnson City Living or other, the Times News or anything like that, I'm trying to keep up with local news, repost their stuff as well to build awareness, the different local things that are going on around downtowns.
Yep.
So especially right now, we have Christmas parades, you have different, lighting of the trees, like, hey, there's a food truck rally going on.
Sip and Shop tonight, I think,
Sip
downtown.
And Shop, every Sip and Shop, I try to repost that for the downtowns.
Yeah.
I've even, 1 year, I think it was 21, the Kingsport had me take over their Instagram and do the taste event they have during Fun Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
so
cool.
I was on there like, hey, Logan with East Tennessee Eats and Drinks on Visit Kingsport's Instagram. We're checking out all the different eats and drinks.
So you're like a foodie expert now in the area.
Self-proclaimed.
Right. But Kingsport bought it. I mean.
Yeah. So we just got to get down to we got to get some more exposure in Johnson City when it comes to that downtown aspect. But from time to time, I've had a hard time identifying in Johnson City what the right ones to tag are, because there's multiple downtown Johnson cities on Instagram and Facebook. So there's there's a visit, there's a like Johnson City, there's the tribe, there's some kind of other like YouTube type podcast thing, and I'm like, who's actually running the?
We should
what's going on with
my buddy Daniel McIntosh works for the JCDA. We can talk to him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Out. He's just right up the street, literally. We can walk you there.
Definitely want to get more information about what's going on in Johnson City so we can help out. Bristol's the same way. You got the whole split state thing.
Yeah, two states. So you got
like Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee. Which one are you?
Yeah.
And so I'll go to Bristol sometime, and I'm like, well, you jump the line. I'm on the other side of Bristol. I'm in Virginia. I know it's East Tennessee, but
yes, and the law just changed, and so you gotta be careful too.
It's funny.
That is funny. It is, and everybody comes and says, we want to get our picture with one foot in Tennessee and one in Virginia. Like, it's kind of cool. So, okay. So I'm going to go off a little bit because I want to talk about food because you're the expert now that I know. Talk about your favorite restaurant in Kingsport.
That's so hard.
I know. That's why I'm putting you on the spot. I'll give you top two.
Top two. I mean, are you even going to give me like
a genre?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. First, we'll do fancy. Like you're going out fancy.
If I'm going to go out fancy
in Kingsport,
really
you're taking your wife out fancy.
Right,
it's either waterfront or Fusion, maybe.
Or Chop House.
Chop House, that's right.
I'm not a big fan of the Chop House. I know it's a fan favorite. Everybody goes to Chop House. It's too dark.
It is pretty dark.
Yeah.
I will say
that.
We think about Fusion. Have you been there?
I loved Fusion on Stone, and now they're out at the Country Club.
Ridgefields, yeah.
Yeah, I've taken my food club there to the one at Ridgefields. The food's just as good.
Okay.
It's just far.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there. You got to drive through a community. I think the location's lacking, but it's working for them, so good for them. I'll support them. I'll go out there.
I got a buddy who's building a house right across the street in the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, he's one of these dudes. You're just like. And he's been on the podcast, and I'm like, Will, how do you do this? Like, he found a parking lot that he could buy, and he's building a house. So it's on the golf course, and across the street's the pool, and then Fusion's right next. I mean, like, he can walk. He doesn't have to leave his house for anything.
I guess if I had to pick a fancy place, it would be Stir Fry.
Stir Fry, okay.
And that's not super fancy.
Not super, but you can dress it up.
Yeah.
That's downtown.
That one would be, and then Riverfront's pretty good, but it's, again, not super. There's really not like a fine dining in Kingsport.
You missed, so we used to go to the prom. When we go to the prom, we go to Scobie's.
Yeah.
It was fancy.
Old Pal Barger stuff.
Yep. Okay.
I've heard about it. Didn't make it.
Let's say barbecue in Kingsport.
Best barbecue in Kingsport. There's kind of a tie. It's called Bare Bones Barbecue. And then Broad Street Barbecue, which is not on Broad Street. They used to be. Broad Street Barbecue is on the corner of Memorial and Center.
Okay.
Right at the corner, right at the intersection.
What do you like to get there? Like, what's your barbecue?
I'll just get the pork platter usually, or a pork sandwich. Also really like Phil's Green Pit out on Eastern Star.
Yeah, that would be fringe Kingsport or in between.
Yeah, it's in between, almost gray.
He's got a
Bare Bones is a kind of tucked away hidden gem out there. It's you're going out Memorial, like you're going to
Bristol. Yep. Oh, Blumpville.
Yep. And it's just on the side of the road. You'll miss it if you blink. And
those are usually the best places. These little holes in the wall.
Yeah, I love the holes in the wall. So let's do holes in the wall.
Okay.
My favorite hole in the wall.
Yeah.
In Kingsport is Full Belly.
Full Belly.
It's called Full Belly.
Ooh, where's that at?
It's in western part of Kingsport.
Okay, out towards Allendale.
And, yep, it's almost to Allendale in the shopping center. I think it's a Save-A-Lot across from the gas station. Was it Wiggles? Weigels. It's across from Weigels, and it's back in the back corner. So you've got to go into the parking lot, all the way in the back corner, tucked away in the corner, and there's a little bitty sign that says Full Belly.
And what's their specialty?
It's just hamburger. Everything's fresh. They've got great desserts. The French fries are awesome, and it's just you would have never thought this place was even there for one, and the food is out of this world. So they used to be out toward like Churchill area, and they moved this way. and most of the stuff they get is takeout orders.
Full belly,
and it's called Full Belly.
Okay.
Me and my buddies call it Fat Belly.
Eat there too much, you
if you eat there too much, you get a fat belly.
But belly too full too often,
it's worth it.
That's awesome.
It's really nice. I mean, it's a great place to get some food.
All right, let's go fancy in Bristol.
Fancy in Bristol, they just reopened Bistro on 6th is where I go to on that one. Great small plates, great ambiance. It's in the old Angry Italian, so Angry Italian moved to State Street, and they're in
they kind of came around, and now they got a big place. I noticed
so
that when I drove by the other day.
Bistro on 6th is on 6th Street, obviously.
Okay.
It's just a little small, quaint little place.
Yeah.
And
just delicious.
it's good stuff. I guess they're reopened here recently, I think, in the last couple of weeks. They had to close for a little while.
Yeah.
And hopefully the food's just as good as it was, because it was outstanding. Again, another place I've taken my food club.
There you go.
Another fancy place that's not you wouldn't consider it Bristol, but it is officially is Bristol on a map, is Nice Wonder Farms. It's out of the Virginia. The Hickory restaurant, my goodness.
Super good.
It is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead and open your wallet, because
it's
going to hurt, but it's going to be.
It'll be worth it.
And they have great wines too. So they have
a winery out there now.
Yeah, the Nice Wonder Winery, and they have yurts you can rent, and the restaurant is in the basement of their little inn there. At Nice Wonder Farms.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
And all that's brand new, isn't it?
It's basically brand new.
Yeah.
In the last this year, I guess.
That's cool.
I mean, if you get a chance, you just want a weekend getaway, I would definitely hit them up. It's not super expensive either for stay the night. They have package deals that'll include a dinner and stay the night, or wine tours. There's one that you can do a round of golf at the Virginian as well.
I love that golf course. It's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So that's fancy in Bristol. What about barbecue in Bristol?
Barbecue in Bristol will be Delta Blues. It's great music, great venue, super ambiance, great people. I mean, that goes a long way right there.
Okay.
But it's ironic because they're a barbecue place, but their hamburger,
unbelievable,
best hamburger around.
Oh, really?
One of the best hamburgers around. It is like you wouldn't think I'm going to this barbecue place to get a great hamburger. Solid hamburger.
You been to Tootie's in Bristol?
No.
It's a little hole in the wall.
You ever been to Blue Circle?
Blue Circle.
Blue Circle.
That
is a cool place.
Oh, yeah.
I got the history of Blue Circle.
It's old school.
Yeah, it used to be a chain similar to like a Sonic, or and they were based out of Knoxville.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's the last remaining
Blue Circle in the world. Carly's from Bristol, so she knows all
They just reopened it. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Little flat, smash burgers.
Tasty.
Really good.
All right, fancy in Johnson City. Coming back home.
Yeah, I mean, Timber is a good one.
Yep. You been to Juniper yet?
We want to go to Juniper so bad. It's just been so packed.
It's packed.
It's always packed.
We had to eat there I think we checked in at 5:45. I was like, it's early, but.
Yeah, so Juniper's on the list. I've already got the first quarter of 23 mapped out, like where we're going and what we're going to eat.
Yeah.
But probably April, May, June, we're going to hit Juniper with the full onslaught of members
the
from
crew.
the social and dinner club. Yeah.
What about you? Like gourmet?
Gourmet's really nice. I took a friend there for his birthday. It was good. I got a soup and a salad.
That's a good get your wallet out too.
But
they do such a good. They just do a great job.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Man, what else?
We go there for lunch frequently. So.
I'm trying to
We
think
can
some
afford
other
lunch.
outstanding. Wellington, or what is
Wellington?
it? Yeah, Wellington, and then Cafe Lola.
Yeah, Cafe Lola.
I love Cafe. Just going in the back, the red room.
Yep.
Cafe Lola.
Kind of hide out, just hang out.
Man, that's my kind of like that. If it's going to be dark, it better be the red room.
Yeah. What about barbecue in Johnson City?
I am drawing a blank. Give me some options, and I'll tell you.
Well, you got
Top
Southern
three.
Craft. You've got Firehouse.
Project Barbecue.
Project Barbecue.
Project
Those
Barbecue's
guys have been
another
on here on the podcast. They're fantastic.
That's that's best barbecue around.
Really, they're so good.
So good. You gotta like that peppered style though. I mean, it's Texas style, a little bit on the warmer side. So
his dad stands out there all night long with the smoker. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was
the big blue smoker.
That thing is huge.
Man, I used to go to Project Barbecue when they were still over there near Cafe Lola in the parking lot with the bank near the mall.
Yeah.
And man, I would just the mac and cheese over there.
So good.
And the guy told me, he's like, you gotta get a hamburger next time you come in here. I'm like, a hamburger. He's like, get the hamburger with the barbecue and the mac and cheese on top.
And you're like, this sounds like
I'm going to eat it for another week? What the heck?
That's my caloric intake for a week. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3,000 calories.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
I didn't do it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm scared.
I was scared too. He handed me a wing one day. I drove by there, and it was like Tuesday, and they're not open on Tuesdays, but there was somebody out by the grill, and I was like, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it's Chris. But anyway, he gave me a wing. And I ate it, and I was like, this is the best wing. I don't know if it was just I was super hungry, but it was the best chicken wing I think I've ever eaten. And I was like, my mouth was watering for like a week, and I was like, we got to go back. And so, like, I lined it up with my buddy. We went.
They just started this bakery. It's called Project Bakery.
Really?
They're doing pop-ups.
What?
Yeah, just check them out.
Those
Instagram,
guys.
Project Bakery.
They're so fun. I like them a lot. Okay. Last foodie question. Where Tri-Cities, all the cities, you can go Sevierville even if you wanted to, but where is the best burger?
So it depends on your style of burger. I mean, if you want a big, thick.
This is a foodie answer. It depends on your,
right. It is a foodie answer. Because it depends on what you want. You want a fancy burger? You want a traditional burger?
Okay. All right, let's go.
My favorite.
You give me top two.
I'll go my favorite. It would be, it's actually food truck. Smashed food truck is the best.
Is that normally in Kingsport? Or?
They started in Gray at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And they have the food truck rally in Gray.
Yeah.
They started there. Now they've started to venture out a little bit. So they'll show up about once a month, maybe sometimes twice a month at Bays Mountain Brewery in Kingsport. Sometimes they're at Atlantic Ale House here in Johnson City. And their home base, I don't know how often they set up there in Gray, but they'll be at the CVS sometimes in Gray at the fairgrounds. But Micah does an outstanding job with smash burgers.
That sounds good.
It's flat and it's
delicious.
It's just perfect. You've got some.
I'm going to track that one.
Grilled onions on there.
Smashed.
But if you want a thicker burger, then probably Backwoods Burger.
Not Hardee's.
The $6 burger is now $8.99.
I know, right?
Welcome
inflation.
Welcome to inflation.
Yeah.
But, in Kingsport, I'd probably go with Backwoods Burger. And then in Johnson City, I don't get a lot of burgers when I come to Johnson City. But I've had the burger at Timber was good.
Yeah.
And then Bristol would probably be Delta Blues.
Label's got a good burger, too.
Yeah. Label's got a lot of good, you can't go wrong with Label.
Okay, we haven't talked about drinks.
We haven't talked about drinks. Yeah,
so
it's and drinks, isn't it?
I know. So we're running out of time. So what's your favorite cocktail?
My favorite cocktail, is probably a Manhattan.
Okay.
I'm more of a whiskey guy than like a gin or vodka. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, so Manhattan is just. Whiskey, sweet vermouth, and a little bit of bitters, and done.
I can't do the vermouth. I like old fashioned.
Yeah, old fashioned. Yeah, get a little mold up fruits and stuff. So those are good too.
That's so good.
So both of those are probably my two favorites. And then I just started making, just for fun of it, see if I could, a whiskey martini or whiskey espresso martini.
That sounds interesting.
That was fun. If you like coffee.
I like coffee. I like whiskey.
It's perfect. So you just do coffee liqueur and whiskey, probably a rye is probably a little better, and then some espresso, some actual, and shake it up and then pour it, and then it'll foam on the top, and then garnish it with coffee bean.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good, refreshing drink.
I guess you could give our listeners 3 places to go get a nice cocktail in town, or
Johnson City. It's a no-brainer with Label. Be number one, and then if you're more into the beer.
Have you been to the Speakeasy?
I have not. People, I mean, I don't know why I haven't been to that speakeasy.
It's pretty cool.
I need to go.
It is good. Yeah.
I have been to many speakeasies, but not the one here. And I think it's just because, and this is going to sound like going back to what we talked about at the beginning, like, it's just so far from me.
It is so far. Well,
to get back to Kingsport from the speakeasy,
Yes.
downtown Johnson City.
You're a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, a whole 20 minutes. But, I have not been there, but their cocktails look amazing.
They are,
from
yeah, they're
what
great.
I've seen online. So
Okay.
I would. And
Kingsport?
Then, there's not many places to get a good mixed drink other than Stir Fry.
Yeah.
And they do a great job with the old fashioned there. So
Yeah. I think their whale bourbon is Buffalo Trace,
Buffalo
which is
Trace.
delicious.
It is Buffalo Trace.
My favorites.
Yeah. And then if you're in the beer scene, Yeehaw does a great job.
They are solid, like across the board.
And then in Johnson City, I would, not a brewery, but I would hit the Cascade Draft House. They've got a nice assortment of different things from all over the world.
Really?
Yep. And then that's Bristol. So here, Yeehaw, and then Kingsport would be Bays Mountain Brewery.
Okay.
They're local brewed. And then they also work at Eastman, the owners.
There you go. And they're probably
got to support my own.
There you go. Got to support the home team, and probably very specific with how they do things.
Yeah, they started small.
Or something.
Yeah, they are Yep, they do have chemical engineering backgrounds. Yep.
Like it's got to be precise and perfect every time.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people are in your club? How do you join the club?
It has really grown in the last 3 months. It was actually just exponentially growth, and I don't know if it's just people who are starting to like, okay, I'm finally going to do it, or if it's I've started to be on more media. I
better get in before he caps the number, because if we can't take over a whole restaurant.
Yeah. So what I did was I broke it up into 3 membership levels or tiers.
Okay.
So there's an entry level tier where you're going to get more of just like the food reviews and pictures of food.
Okay.
That are more exclusive.
Is this a subscription based kind of deal?
Okay. Yeah. So it's $3 for that one, and $5 is the middle of the road. That's the foodie tier, and then you're going to get access to the different events that we do, as well as discounts on my online website for merchandise, as well as I'll do when I do my progressive dinners, you'll get a discount on the progressive dinner.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's a VIP level, which is where we would go to something like Nice Wonder Farm.
Yeah.
It's more exclusive.
Gotcha.
It's the higher end stuff, and they can help me pick places that we should go. And offer them a deeper discount.
Gotcha.
So if we're doing, like if I do 20% off or something for my $5 member, they're going to get 30% off.
Right.
And so just to kind of offset, it basically pays for itself.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's the different tiers I have now. And you just sign up on my website, EastTennesseeEatsAndDrinks.com. It's on both my Facebook and Instagram profile.
Nice.
And you click on the hamburger menu and click on Social and Dinner Club, and
You're
off
in.
you go. You just sign up. It runs through Patreon.
Okay.
And so it'll redirect you there, and you sign up, and it just bills automatically monthly, and you can cancel anytime.
That's cool. So how many members currently?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that part. Yeah,
No,
so your membership is you plus one, so a spouse or friend or whatever,
Gotcha.
whatever you want to bring. And we have almost 30 members, so it would be 60.
That's cool.
Almost 60 members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mhm.
Do you see a cap? Like, should our
The
listeners jump on now?
The VIP does have a cap.
Yep.
I don't remember what it is, but I think it was 15.
Okay.
And we're probably close to that by now. The middle, I can't remember. I think I capped it at 50, and it's unlimited on the
other ones.
on the $3 tier.
Yeah.
Because that one's mostly you're just getting
getting
information, exclusive content and information.
How often do you guys go visit a restaurant?
Once a month
Awesome.
or more. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
That sounds like fun. We may have to do
Yeah,
that.
I ran into an interesting problem with it, because when it grew that much so quickly, people were like, well, first off, if you're in the middle tier, you're like, I don't want to go spend $150 on dinner.
Right.
Like, I don't know, this is taking a different direction. I might get out. And I'm like, hold tight. And then the other side was like, I want to go see these. This is great. So
Right.
I had to split it a bit and say,
have two
okay,
options. Yeah.
yeah, so we're going to go to the high-end place, and it's just for VIPs.
Yeah.
So last month, October, maybe November, we went to Summers Roof and Cellar in Abington, Virginia. They have great places up there. Brand new place, rooftop bar, which is enclosed and an exterior, And then in the cellar, their wine cellar and the food, it's outstanding.
That's cool.
So that was exclusively to VIPs. And then we went, later that month, we went to it's a new place called Try Soul Food, which is also in Bristol. And they do kind of almost like a Subway style Korean food.
Oh, wow.
So you pick a protein or two, and then you pick your vegetables, and they put it in a bowl.
That sounds delicious.
And they have a drive-through if you wanted to do a drive-through. And it was like $10.
That's awesome.
So, trying to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy, but you can certainly try to.
You can't make everybody happy.
So I'm trying.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's awesome. What's something I forgot to ask you that you'd like to talk about or share? Anything?
Something I'd like to talk about or share that we did not talk about. Well, we talked about it a bit, but I would just like to say I truly enjoy supporting other local small businesses. Yeah. And if you're just going out to like your Cheddar's or Applebee's or Fridays, whatever, go support local small business, because they're putting a lot of passion, time,
blood, sweat,
sweat, and tears is going into everything they do. They're short-staffed. They're working hard. Just remember that when you go to a small place too, is they're trying. Sometimes it's like they've got their whole family in the back.
Right.
And just keep that in mind. That before you just go blow somebody up, that they're working hard too.
Right.
And if they're not working hard, they won't be doing it very long.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because it's just you don't have to be hateful. You can just don't come. People won't continue to come back.
I think I would just say go out and support. I can't tell you the number of times people would just tell me, they would write me a message. I didn't even know this place existed. Where is it?
Yeah. Some of the places you've mentioned, I'm like,
and that's what I'm here. I'm really here not to do anything. Like, I'm not trying to promote someone more than the other one.
Right.
But if they're tagging me, I'm going to promote them more than the other one.
Yeah.
Just because that's the way it is. But I really want to help anybody out that is trying to grow their businesses and get the word out about, hey, I've just opened up, and we're better together, and we can't always be competing. It's small towns.
More collaborative instead of
work together. If you have a bake shop, work with a local place that doesn't have any desserts, and get in that way, or just find a way to work together better instead of trying to tear each other apart. That's what I've seen way too much is like, well, let me tell you everything bad about something when there's so much good.
Right. Why don't you spend some time just spreading some love?
That's right.
It's not hard.
Spread the love, baby.
Spread the love, baby.
That's what it's about.
All right. How do our listeners connect with you again?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a few video casts on YouTube.
Okay.
And you can just search East Tennessee Eats and Drinks, so you'll find me. Facebook, Instagram. Instagram's where I started, so that's the highest following.
Gotcha.
And then East Tennessee Eats and Drinks with an N in drinks on the internet on the
internets.
On the internets of things. Say,
cool.
Hey Siri, search for East Tennessee Eats and Drinks. You can find me that way.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
I've never tried that, to be honest. I don't know.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so
Colin,
much.
It was so great being on the show, man.
I enjoyed our conversation. I hope you guys as listeners did too. Logan's just a great dude. I wish you could see him. He's just got a great spirit, and he's handsome too. So,
Thanks, buddy.
So you need to jump on Instagram, check him out, and join his club. And I'm getting ready to join because I want to check this out. And Carly and I'll be hanging out with him, which will be fun too. Yeah. So until next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to make a move to Johnson City, if you want to build wealth through residential real estate and rentals and property management, we do all of that turnkey stuff for you. We would love to connect with you. We would love to help you make a move to Johnson City or Kingsport or Bristol.
Better together.
We love them all. That's right. So thanks so much, and Merry Christmas.